G'day, I just want to tell you about two separate but connected events. On July 31st, Sunday, July 31st, we're having a special One People, One Place service. We have these a couple of times a year, and the idea is that our morning service and our evening service come together at 10 a.m. and we worship together, we encourage each other, we focus on what God has called us to as a church, and then we share lunch together afterwards. Weather permitting, we'll pull out the jumping castle and it'll be a great time for all ages. Could you mark on your calendars now the 31st of July, and if at all possible, please join us at 10 a.m. so we can worship and encourage each other in the morning. There'll be no evening service on that day. Now, the second event I want to tell you about is on the same day after the lunch, and that is the church members meeting. You know, some people categorise church members meetings in the same category as root canal surgery because they've been can be overlong, boring, sometimes tense. Over the past few years, we have been trying to make our church members meetings more like family gatherings and less like the formally or overly formal business meeting. And we're continuing to try and do that. And we want to make best use of the time. Very few people actually think that spending 2.5 hours in a church meeting is a fruitful use of time. And so we want to make that meeting time as good and as fruitful as possible. So here's what I want to do. I think on Sunday the 31st, we should be able to get most of what we need done in an hour. At the same time, we'll provide supervision for the kids. We'll leave the jumping castle up so families can stay. And before the meeting, I encourage you to do a couple of things. If you're a church member, you'll receive the minutes from the previous meeting and the financial statements and so on beforehand. Could you read through them? And if you've got any detailed questions, please give Janelle Kays a call or meet with Janelle, our church administrator, and she would love to go through the detail with you and answer any questions. There's nothing to hide here. We want to be transparent, but if we can deal with details before the meeting, it saves time and frustrating in the meeting. The second thing you can do is the major aspect of this meeting, the major thing we're deciding on is out of school hours care. We've had one forum about it. There'll be another forum on the 28th of July. We'd love you to join us for that forum to talk about the details, so by the time we get to the meeting, people have thought about it. The 31st of July is going to be a great time. Please be praying about it. Come to the service and the church meeting afterwards.